Hi, I'm Adam DeVore, and I'm joined today by Dr. Doug Mann from Washington University to talk about the results of the AUGMENT-HF trial. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I thought we might start with just a little bit of background about the compound that was used in the trial. If you could tell us a little about that and what you're hoping to find in the study.
So the study that we did was with a compound known as alginate. It's basically seaweed, but there's a specific proprietary formulation that allows it to gel once it's injected into the myocardium. So actually, alginate has been used for a number of years in different entities. It's a very safe biologic compound. It's totally inert. So the idea here really was to inject the alginate into the midwall of the ventricle to increase wall thickness.
Okay. And this is an early clinical trial. What were you hoping to find here?
So the things we were hoping to find were, one, safety, that we could do this safely in a group of patients with advanced heart failure. The second thing we wanted to see was some evidence of efficacy. So we did a blinded core laboratory for peak VO2, which is relatively objective. We also did a number of subjective markers like New York Heart Association class, quality of life, and then 6-minute walk test. And again, this was basically an unblinded test because of the nature of it.
Sure.
So the peak VO2 was the best we could come up with as an objective measurement of functional improvement.
That's great. And you presented the results in a special scientific session yesterday. Can you tell us what you found?
So basically, we found that injection of the alginate is safe. The patients, there were acceptable safety profile with it. And we also found that there was improvements in peak VO2. We found improvements in New York Heart Association functional class, as well as improvements in the 6-minute walk distance. The MACE events, which we also looked at, were actually less in the patients who received the Algicil compound, that's the alginate, in comparison to patients who hadn't, if you exclude the 30-day operative period.
Well, this is a really promising new treatment for patients with advanced heart failure. What are you hoping to see next in clinical studies?
So I think that the next step would be to try to put this into a larger patient population, perhaps with a broader splay of heart failure, and see if we can reproduce the results in terms of peak VO2, and perhaps even begin to look at hospitalizations. There was a signal in the MACE events that there was about a 3-fold decrease in hospitalizations in the patients who'd gotten the alginate compound in comparison to the medically treated patients. Again, very small numbers of patients, but needs to be confirmed.
Well, that's great. Well, congratulations on a great study, and thank you for your time. For more updates from AHA and for more commentary on some of the science being presented here, please follow us at the Duke Fellows blog. Thank you.
Thank you.